Alright, what up, Who Dat Nation? This is No Cap, No Filter Saints. I'm your host, Molly G, back at y'all with another win. And the Saints, bro, we just defeated them Jets in a dome. 50 Cent was in the building. Everybody was getting shook tonight. And the Shuck Mania, Shuckling Insanity is just living on, bro. We just defeated them boys 29-6, defensive domination, 8 sacks today. Cam Jordan, maybe his last game as a Saint in a dome. Um, Hall of Fame bound. It's just so many storylines. Taysom Hill, he might be played his last game in the dome. I think he should be Hall of Fame bound for what he's done in the league, But overall, I don't know if he's gonna make the Hall of Fame. But hats off to them dudes. They definitely guys that the younger guys could look up to and know how to be a professional within this league. Carry themselves well with grace, hard work, and production. But all good things must come to an end. And next season, I don't know if them guys gonna be around, but it's damn sure closing out this chapter of their career in some good fashion. Putting on the show in front of fans. Um, as far as Shuck, man, that man threw the ball damn near 45 times, bro. I gotta look at the stats, but he threw the ball a lot. Like that go to show you how much Kellen Moore likes to throw the ball, and it go to show you how much trust he has in him, and it go to show you without Alvin Kamara, our running back room just ain't all that good. And even with Kamara this year, the running back room just wasn't all that good. So I understand a lot of people sentiments on wanting to get the running back, but I just think that I think we'll do better if we was to get a wide receiver or a dominant tight end. And speaking of tight end, Jawan Johnson, he had a pretty good game. A lot of people feel like Jawan Johnson played way better with Shuck than Spence Rattler, but I'm still not sold on Jawan Johnson being the starter. Like, I wouldn't mind him being tight end too, but as far as tight end one, I'm just not sold on that. Not consistent enough, not tough enough, but he had a pretty solid day today. Um, 8 sacks, man. We were just sacking the Jets. We were just sacking the Jets quarterback all day today. Like every time you look around, the Saints is in the backfield. Like that boy ain't had time to do nothing. Nathaniel. Um, as far as Aaron Glenn, shoot, we might have dodged a bullet right there. I was one of them people who really wanted Aaron Glenn, even though he was a defensive coordinator. I just thought that he was a leader of men, and I thought that he could bring a certain discipline to the team, you know, as far as, us just not going out there getting boneheaded flags and us practicing well and just getting prepared. But, you know, for, it go to show you, bro, it's not easy being no first year head coach. Some people could come in right out the gate and do very well, especially if the roster is, inept like the Bears. Ben Johnson, he surprised me what he's doing right now with the team, but I did think that they were going to be fairly well, even with Dennis Allen, calling the defense. But some people, we just got to find their footing. And I think Kellen Moore got to find his footing. Aaron Glenn, I think he got to find his footing. I don't know if Aaron Glenn going to be with them next year, but as far as, us getting Kellen Moore over Aaron Glenn, it's looking like we made the right hire right now. So we're going to have to see how that turn out. Let me go ahead and get into these stats. Okay, we got Cook. He went 22 for 35, 188 yards, no touchdown, 1 interception, 8 sacks, bro. Brees Hall, 16 carries for 54 yards. His long was 7 yards. Shut that down. That was pretty much all they could, you know, muster up because we were just making them very one-dimensional. They didn't have Gary Wilson out there. They already traded Sauce Gardner, so it's like they ain't really got too much of star power. Davis, he had 4 catches for 52 yards. Mitchell had 3 catches for 43 yards. Smart had 5 catches for 34 yards. Nothing home to write home about as far as the Jets offense. We pretty much held them in check all game. Just held them to 2 field goals, and that was it. Now, our kicker hit like 5 field goals. I'm glad that he hit them 5, but when we get in that red zone, we got to know how to be able to punch it in more. That's the only thing I'm kind of upset with about this game. Like, we got to do better in the red zone. But we all lacking when it comes to talent. Vele, he's out. Alvin Kamara's out. We already traded Shaheed. So we gotta look at that aspect as well. But you will still like to punch it in. Especially versus a team like the Jets, who I kind of feel like they're tanking right now. So this win is good, but at the same time, we gotta understand like who we playing right now. We all know the back end of this schedule was gonna be fairly easy. Even Brian said that on the show, like, yeah, Spence Rattler gonna look like this, and everybody's still gonna be learning the playbook and learning how to gel and or whatnot. But towards the back end, everybody gonna be understanding more of the playbook on offense and defense, and on top of that, it's an easier schedule. Plus, some teams might be in tank mode, so you gotta understand that too. But Tyler Shuck, man, yeah, he threw the ball 49 times, 32 for 49, bro. Like, that is crazy, bro. That go to show you how much confidence Kellen Moore has in this guy. 308 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks, 3 sacks. We got to get better at protecting him. That's another thing. Like, I want to be a game where he only gets sacked 1 time, if any. 2 or more, we gotta cut that down. Taysom Hill, he even threw a touchdown. Threw one to Chris Olave, so that was nice for him to do. Plus, it kind of showed that Kellen Moore, wouldn't just boring old coach. We was already in the league. There was no need to do that, but he wanted to do something nice for Taysom Hill. He wanted to do something nice for the fans and Chris Olave. And speaking of Chris Olave, he had 10 catches for 148 yards, 2 touchdowns. We all said, man, against this Jets defense, no Sauce Gardner, no Garrett Wilson, for them to be putting points on the board, it was going to be, struggling to put some offensive points on the board. We got to apply pressure, and I think this was a game where Chris Olave had everything in his favor to just go out there and ball out, and he absolutely did. He showed up, bro. This is what a wide receiver 1 looks like to me. 10 catches, 148 yards, 2 touchdowns. Now, should he be doing this week in, week out? No, but he should be doing this more often than what we have seen. Jawan Johnson, 8 catches for 89 yards. Pretty solid day for Jawan. Taysom Hill, 4 catches for 36 yards. Mason Tipton, he had 4 catches for 29 yards. Austin Jr., 2 catches for 18 yards. Pretty solid day for the wide receiver group. You'll still like to see more out of guys like Mason Tipton and Austin Jr., but pretty solid day. Estam, he ran the ball 5 times for 19 yards. Taysom Hill ran the ball 12 times for 42 yards. Tyler Shuck, 2 carries for 8 yards. So, not much to talk about on the ground today, except we, giving that ball to Taysom Hill a little bit. Plus, he had like a run on a fake punt. I think he had got it. So, yeah, man, it was an all-around good day for Taysom Hill, bro. I think he just had like 1,000 yards catching, receiving, and rushing. So I think he one of the only people to do that. So that was another feat that he accomplished. Alontae Taylor, 5 tackles, 1 sack. Cam Jordan, 4 tackles, 2 sacks. So Cam Jordan, bro, he just now sacked 51 quarterbacks. 51 different quarterbacks, bro. He's Hall of Fame bound. He had a lot of his family showed up with his head on some big old cardboards or whatnot. So it seemed like they were just trying to farewell him off, for his last game in the dome. So I'm really thinking that this probably be his last year, And it's kind of bittersweet because it's like you want him to just go ahead on and ride into the sunset, but at the same time, it's like, damn, bro, 15 years and it's about to just be gone. Like, sometimes you got to cherish these moments, bro. Kool-Aid McKinstry, 3 tackles for 2 assists. Justin Reed, 3 tackles, 6 assists. Demario Davis, only 2 tackles, but 6 assists. Yeah, man, Demario Davis, that's another guy. He probably retire too. Like, I would like to see all these guys retire at the same time. Taysom, Demario, Elvin, Cam. Like, if all these guys could retire at the same time, that'll be good, bro. And just usher in a brand new core that we could just look forward to. But one by one, it'll be good too, because you'll always have that veteran presence in the locker room, for extended years. But somebody else got to stand up and be that veteran presence, you know. Um, we got Shepard. He caused the forced fumble. We got Gacho. He had 2 tackles. We got Stutzman. He had 2 tackles. We had Riley with 1 tackle. Stallberg. He had a sack. Yeah, man, we had 8 sacks, man. Even Rumpf had a sack. So yeah, man, it was a nice day. Sanker, he had an interception. So hopefully that hype is coming back, with Sanker because I think that it kind of died down. But hopefully he getting back to his groove, bro. Granderson, still disappointing game. Only 1 tackle for 2 assists, but I do think he was setting the edge a lot in this game and doing other things that's not going to show up on the stat sheet. But still, bro, you got that money, you got to show up in the stat sheet. But all in all, man, it was a pretty dominating game. I think like throughout the first half, it was still kind of close, too close to my liking, but we just broke away within the second half. Yeah, man, for a lot of people who wanted a draft pick, it's looking like that the Saints might win 7 games, bro. And the way we started off to win 7 games, that's a damn sure good finish. No matter how you feel about, losing this draft position, no matter how you feel about us doing good in the back end of the season where we got easier competition, at the end of the day, I think we all got to admit the vibes are very good and they're very high for the team right now. A lot of people are having fun. A lot of people want to see this roll over into the next year with all this good momentum and all these good vibes. And we end the season off with the Falcons. So what better way to just, bring into the new season beating the Falcons? But all in all, bro, that's all I pretty much got to say. I think we got the Titans next. I think we gonna bust their ass too. We're gonna have to do some coverage before the game come around to get our predictions going. Start figuring out what the Titans do right, what the Titans do wrong, and try to get like a good little summary before the game. And yeah, man, all I got to say, man, the vibes are right, man. This is feeling just like how Jeremy Lin came for the Knicks, but I just hope it don't just end so soon. I hope this success don't sputter, and I hope this is just our franchise quarterback. He'll be 27 next year, and hopefully we could get like a good 7 years out of this guy, bro. 7, 8 years maybe, and maybe out this 8, 7 years we could get a Super Bowl. I would love for a Super Bowl to come back down to the city of New Orleans. And the basketball team doing good too. They on a 4-game winning streak, and the Saints on a 3-game winning streak. So for New Orleans sports right now, can't ask for nothing better right now, bro. Like this is what I like to see. But until next time, who that?